the Friday games, mostly SCC stuff. What do we have?
Mostly SCC stuff. This week we had talked going into the last week's games that Fairhaven had a shot at the South Coast Conference title against DR. DR won, so they're still 6-0. They're the only undefeated team in the South Coast Conference.
Yep.
They play Old Rochester this week, and then they have Seekonk. So they still need to win those 2 games to stay on top of the standings, but they've already...
Game.
Well, yeah, they have to win one game.
Right, because they've clinched a
Yeah,
share,
they've
so
clinched,
one more
yeah.
win in those 2 and it's over.
Yeah,
correct?
well, yeah. Dave Driscoll said he wanted to win them both. He's got a big rivalry with Seekonk, and he obviously wants to take care of business this week. There are 4 teams that are have 2 losses, so basically everybody else is playing for second. So we have Apponequet at 4-2, Wareham 4-2, Fairhaven 5-2, and Seekonk 5-2. So. I mean, the big game, I guess, in the South Coast Conference this week will obviously be Apponequet at Wareham. 2 teams with 2 losses. Maybe the winner of that game might end up finishing in second place. Apponequet's won 6 straight. They beat Bourne last week, 28-14. They're at Wareham. Wareham beat Seekonk last week, 16-6.
Yep.
And then they close. Wareham closes out with Bourne on Thanksgiving, and Apponequet has Old Rochester on Thanksgiving. Another big, well, not a big game, but I mean, obviously, Old Rochester is going to Dighton Rehoboth. DR wants to take care of business. They've been struggling.
I was going to say, Old Rochester's due for a win.
Yeah, they've lost 4 straight. That's what I was just going to say. But DR, I mean, they had 3 touchdown passes in the third quarter, and Fairhaven really couldn't really respond to that. So it'll be a tough game for Old Rochester. Voctech, congratulations. They got their first
Congratulations, Bears. I think I called it last week.
I called it.
I did too.
I called it in the paper.
I picked against my alma mater because I love the Bears.
There's a lot to like. There is.
I root for them.
Well, the Bears could actually they could win out. I mean, Buddy Thomas and I were talking about this last week. They play Case this week, and then they close with Diamond.
Yep.
And they have staying in between, next week or this week.
That's also a winnable game.
Yeah,
for
that's
them,
also
sure.
winnable.
Yeah.
So they have Case this week. Case is giving up 36.6 points per game.
And Voctech will take advantage of that.
Yes, they definitely will. Drew Frenette, Frenette.
Mm-hmm.
He had tied the school record for touchdowns in a season last week. So we'll see what he does this week. Let's see. The other game is Fairhaven hosting Bourne. The Bourne struggled this year. They're 2-7 overall. They've lost 3 in a row, but they play teams tight. They'll be in this game. Although I think Fairhaven will really bounce back after the loss to Dighton Rehoboth. I think the kids were really down. They felt like they got beat. It wasn't like they lost it. They felt like they got beat. So I see Fairhaven coming out strong against Bourne, and that's pretty much the South Coast Conference for this week.
I think that Fairhaven might come out with a whole lot of Paransovic instead of a whole lot of Mata, maybe for that one.
He's definitely a big contributor to that team. I've seen both Bourne twice and Fairhaven twice, and as you said, Bourne is a better team than their record indicates. They're going to give Fairhaven a lot to handle, but I don't know. I saw Scott Francis last night, and he seemed pretty motivated for them to bounce back. So,
yeah.
What in that Fairhaven DR game? Was it just the fact that DR had too much offense? Did you see in DR that they were, regardless of the records, because they played some close games, and the other SEC teams have been pretty good. Are they clearly the best team that you saw in that conference?
I haven't seen all the teams. I haven't seen Old Rochester.
But but we got Wareham, Fairhaven, Apponequet, DR. Those are kind of the 4 best.
I would say that Dighton Rehoboth is the best
they
team.
deserve
I mean,
it.
they have a big line, offensive and defensive line. They have a great passing attack. They have some wide receivers that, as Fairhaven found out, are hard to catch.
Yeah.
I know Brian Espinosa beat 3 different defenders on the 3 touchdown passes.
Right.
So when you're beating 3 different players, in the secondary, it's not like one kid is getting burnt.
Right.
3 times. And they have a good running attack. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Apponequet the Apponequet team right now that's won, 4 or 5 straight, 6
Yeah.
straight, play DR. I think that would have been a great game. But Apponequet was struggling with the new team when they faced each other. I think it was the second or third week into the season, and it really wasn't probably a true showing for Apponequet. But I mean, I think that's besides DR and Fairhaven and Apponequet, I think they're right up there. Especially the Lakers are right on a roll right now.
Yeah.
But I would say DR has the complete package. They really do.